Hello, everyone. Hello. It's me you're looking for. I know you're looking for me, but I'm here. And welcome to Vessel of Hope. It's Tuesday. I'm here to give you a Tuesday goodness, your Tuesday greatness, your Tuesday time to step away from the work week and what's going on in the world for us to have a conversation. So thank you all so much for joining us today. Thank you. Hey, you know what I need for you to do for me? I need for you to go ahead and like, love, and share. For those of you there that are on Facebook, go ahead and click the share, give the love, and then click the share button. And don't forget to follow Vessel of Hope on Facebook there. And for those of you that are there on YouTube, go ahead and like, and click the notification bar. Don't forget. And subscribe for those of you there that are on YouTube. All of these things are free to do. It doesn't pay to give a like. It doesn't pay to give a love. It doesn't pay to subscribe or to follow. It's just a nice thing to do, right? Because we're nice people. So it's a nice thing to do. So go ahead, like, love, and share. I'll give you 2 seconds to do that while I take a sip of this hot chocolate. Y'all, it is freezing in New York. If somebody said it's cold, they're lying. It's freezing. You heard that? Oh, thank you, Prop. Thank you, Props Loretta. Props Loretta, I love, appreciate you. Oh, and the hotness from this cup. Oh my Lord, it's just making me feel good. I gotta represent my Vessel of Hope cup, right? Gotta represent. So today, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, Prophet Joyce. Appreciate you. Appreciate each and every one of you. Prophet Sharice, you made it. You so glad you made it. You made it. So today we are talking about getting to the roots. Let me take another sip, then put my cup down so I want to focus on this conversation we're gonna be having here today, right? Because when you have a conversation, one thing that annoys me the most, right, is someone is talking to you or talking to someone and you're eating. Are they eating? Oh my gosh, that irritates me so much because to me, when I eat, I like to concentrate on my food. I like to be like, oh, this is delicious. Oh. Or unless you're at a diner, right? You're at a diner, that's understandable. But imagine you're having a conversation with someone and they're just chomping away. And this is a serious conversation. They're chomping away. You're like, can you just stop chewing for a second? Don't put another spoon in your mouth. Let's talk first because I'm pouring out my soul here to you, right? So I'm gonna take one last sip and I'm gonna put my cup down, right? Unless I need that little coldness, that little hotness to go in my spirit again, and I'm gonna pick it back up, right? So let me take my sip. Right? You know what Apostle don't like? Apostle doesn't like slurping. So sometimes I'll be like, she'll be like, why you have to do that? Why you have to do that? Because it's so good, like it's burning my throat. So I gotta do it like that. Okay, so let's get serious, y'all. I had to bust my iPad out today. Why? Because last week you all remember my experience with the printer. I was like, I'm not fighting with that today. We're not fighting today. I'm just going to go back to the iPad. So hopefully next week, me and the printer be friends again, but we're not friends for 2 weeks. So let's see what next is, right? So today we're talking about getting to the roots, right? Getting to the roots. Who's that? Props Loretta, you eating now? What is wrong with you? Why are you eating now, Props Loretta? Put that food away. No, I'm just kidding. Your orange state, an orange state, New Jersey, freezing. An orange. Oh, you're eating an orange. Okay, in the state of New Jersey, freezing. Yes, I believe it because I was telling Apostle too. I said on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we're going into like the 17 and 13. So today it's supposed to feel like it's 19, they said, in our neighborhood. It's supposed to feel like 19. So it's no joke. Mother P's like, call up here, man. Call up here. I'm like, well, at least you sitting right by the heat. Sitting right by the heat. I don't know why she cold, cause sitting right by the heat. You know, Mother P. For those of you who have mothers that little elderly, you know they like to exaggerate, right? So she'll talk on the phone, be like, "It's cold in this place." I'm like, "Why you? What you talking about? You are literally sitting in front of the heat. The heat is on you. It's on you. How are you cold?" But let me not get a Mother P's case again this week. Last week I got her case, and Mother P wasn't trying to be my friend again. So let's be friend. Let me friend. New Jersey is the orange state. Oh yes, is the orange state. Okay, that's what you meant, because I was trying to figure out. I was like, I think that's what it is, right? It's the orange state. Well, New York is the Empire State. How you like that, Prophet Loretta? How you like that? We are the Empire State, and you New Jersey, your orange state. Okay, let's go on. Let's yeah, we are the Big Apple. Let's go on. Okay, so we're talking about getting to the roots, right? Right. One thing we gotta understand as believers, that not everything is the enemy of the devil. You know those people that stump their toe. Oh, the devil, get to behind me, Satan. Sis, you stump your toe because you weren't looking where you were going. You busy over there eating, chomping away, and walking and not paying attention that something is there. So you stump your toe. So let's get that out. Let's get out the way. Let's not. Everything is not the enemy. You know, he's sitting over there, Sister Glover. Like I didn't even bother them today. They calling my name. So not everything is the enemy. Some things are just things, right? Some things are just things. So we have to get to the root of why some things are the way they are, right? Yes, the Garden State. That's what I know it as. That's New Jersey. New Jersey is the Garden State, not the Orange States. I don't know what you're talking about orange. I was later. You left New York and you try to make New Jersey a fruit because you're on a Daniel fast. It ain't no fruit. It is the Garden State. We are the Empire State. All right. That was Loretta. When I finish here, Prophet Loretta, I'm gonna call you because I need to talk to you about this Garden State and orange you talking about. So let's go. Cause Prophet Loretta trying to get me distracted. Let's go with our conversation. See, people probably like, you see, this is why I can't do Pastor Marcelle. She's yeah, probably Joyce is probably like, there they go. Always the two of them, always something. Yo, we went to Canada. Probably Joyce is probably like, what is going on with Pastor Marcelle, Prophet Loretta? Because we go at it with each other. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's just, we have a trip with each other, but that's how it's supposed to be, because sometimes people feel like, when you have leadership or you have pastors that they have to always be serious. No, we're humans too. We like to laugh, right? We like to tell jokes. We can crack up a little bit. There's a time and place for everything, right? Okay, so let's go back. So we're going back to the root of the root, right? Getting to the root, right? Again, not everything is the devil. Many things are just man or just self, right? Some things, Prophetess Diaz, is just self. It's just us, right? So because some things are just self, some things are just man, you have to try to figure out where those things come from, the root of those things. So I have three assumptions here, or three options I like to throw to you as to where things may come from, right? Okay, so one of the three of the things that I have for you, it may come from the root of some things, may be your upbringing. That's the first one. The second thing may be your experience, and the third things may be your expectation. So we have upbringing, experience, and expectations. To get to the root of things, of anything in general, right? You have to understand your upbringing, your experience, and your expectation. Why do I say upbringing? Because upbringing is where you are taught. Why do you know the things you know? How do you know the things you know? Right? It's where you're taught. It's your upbringing. Who when you're growing up, what happened? Your parents teach you how to tie your shoelace. I know nowadays they got the where they just they're telling a lot of parents now to make sure that their kids just have the flip on, the one that you just thing your seal your shoes with. Don't give them shoelaces because it just becomes too difficult, and now we're just making kids that won't even don't even know how to tie their shoelaces. But anyway, but how do you learn to tie your shoelaces? From your upbringing. Now you can tie your shoes because when you were little, your parents helped you tie your shoelaces. So what was taught to you, what is taught to you can become the root of who you are and what you think, right? What is taught to you can become the root of who you are and what you think. I think we talked about this last year. Why do you think the way you think? Why do you act the way you act? It all comes from the upbringing. The upbringing The upbringing helps you to get back to the root of things, Prophetess Joyce. Help you get back to the root of who you are, Prophetess Cherise, because it teaches you who you are and why you think the way you think. Here is something. If you are a man that's connected to a lot of to a lot, yes, nurture nature, exactly. If you're a man that's connected to a lot of women, right? What do they call you? Oh, he's a stud, man. That man's a player, and it's a good way. It's in a good way. He's a stud, man, because he got a lot of women, right, man? I'm telling you, that man, he got like 15 girlfriends, man. He just leave one to the other. Man, this man is a stud. But on the flip side, right, upbringing tells you that that man is a stud because he has a lot of women. Because that's what some men are supposed to do. They're supposed to have a lot of women, right? But on the opposite side, right, there's a woman, right, and she had a lot of men. Oh, she's a whore. She's just a whore. And sometimes you think that way too. You hear of a woman have that been through a lot of relationships. Oh, she's just a whore because she always in a relationship. But the man leave one woman to the next. Man, that man's a stud, man. Man, you see that man? He can always get a girl. He always getting somebody. Sometimes all of that go back to upbringing, because what does Uncle Billy Bob say? Man, when you get older, get yourself a lot of women, man. You as a man, you gotta get yourself a lot of women. Upbringing, right? Come on now. Nobody trying to agree with me here today, but I see you that trying to read, right? So the upbringing. So here's a side note. Right? We know knowledge is power. We're dealing with upbringing still. We know knowledge is power, but knowledge can be used to twist you in either negative or a positive way. Why do I say that? Your upbringing, if you grew up in a Christian home, your upbringing teach you that in the beginning God created. Creation comes from God. That's your upbringing. But now you're going into college, or you're going into school, and school teaches you, what does school teach you? That hey, there's evolution. Hey, there's reincarnation, right? So that's knowledge that's being imparted unto you. But not because you're being taught evolution and being taught reincarnation, mean that it's positive knowledge. It's negative knowledge because it's going against your upbringing and your fundamental belief that, hey, creation starts when God said, let there be. See what I'm saying? That's a side note for you. We're gonna probably catch it on a little later. And I was like, I just said Tuesday, right? But as a side note, with upbringing, how upbringing is so important, and that helps you get back to the root. This is why sometimes if I'm talking to someone from a different culture and they're telling me about reincarnation, I'm not gonna argue, you're wrong. No, that's their upbringing. I have knowledge and understanding that is wrong. That is not true. There's no reincarnation. When you die, you gotta go to heaven. If you live right, serve the Lord. You go to hell. If you do wrong, serve Satan. It's just that simple. But their upbringing, right? Their upbringing tells them that from a little child, as they're growing up, oh, Uncle Bob, not Uncle Bob, Hindu Hunter died, and now he's gonna come back as Mary's son, right? Because that's all they've been taught in their upbringing. So most of the time, you have to get back to the root as to why some people think the way they think, or why some people act the way they act, or why some people move the way they move. And not everything have to be spiritualized. Something is just natural upbringing. Again, that person is taught that reincarnation is what's going to happen. When you die, you come back again as whatever you choose, an animal or somebody. That's their upbringing. That's what they're taught. It's wrong, but that's what they're taught. Or some religion teach, hey, when you die and go to whichever heaven you're going to go to, or you kill yourself, or you die for the cause, you're going to go up the man, you're going to go up there, you're going to have 12 virgins. That's the root, right? That's their root of their understanding of what they're taught. But we as believers, we understand. Ain't no virgin waiting up there for you, boo. No, sorry, Bob. Jesus is waiting up there for you. You get time to go celebrate and have a good time with the Lord, right? Because that's our hope. That's our fundamental belief. And as an upbringing, as a believer, you are taught this. So you hold on to that, right? So there. So that's upbringing. So the second thing is the experience. As I said before, experience is what you went through. So we got upbringing, and now we got experience. Experience is what you went through. Let's go back to the men with all the women that we talked about in the upbringing. The men with all the women in the upbringing. This man's a stud, man. What me tell you, man? Yo, this man, boy, I'm telling you, him, man, he always get the ladies. He's a stud. But again, the woman that has a lot of different men, oh, she's just a whore, but not understanding, right? Not understanding her experiences. When she loves hard. So every man that promises himself to her, she gets in a relationship, she loved hard. And then what happened? All 12 of them broke her heart, right? She did the best she could. She loved them the best she could, but they just found that she wasn't suitable for them. So they broke her heart. So now she's labeled a whore when she's being the one that's being dumped all the time. So what? Looking for love. Sometimes they say looking for love in all the wrong places. But what is that? So the experience for the man is he's a stud because he can get all of these women. But the experience for her is she is now a whore because she had all of these men. We'll call it a double standard as well, because it is a double standard. But what is it? Is her experience that led her to where she is today. To now having had all of these men. We knew of this woman in the village when we grew up in Guyana. Hear stories about her that, I mean, she had like four or five kids, and each of them are different fathers, right? And people would label her, oh, she always got a man, but then come to find out, she's looking for love, and she gets another man, approaches her, and however they get into relationship and so forth. And now when the man before left, she have kids to feed, so I guess she didn't have a trade or somewhere to work, or how to make money. So now I have to secure a man to make sure my kids are eating. But she is being labeled as someone, oh, she's always with a man. She's taking somebody's man. She gotta have a man. Oh, all she's trying to do is trying to feed her kids. Right? So her experience is, I'm just trying to feed my kids. But the outsider says, she's just a whore. She just always have to have a man. She just always gotta have a Lady don't got no experience to work. She just trying to feed her kids. So again, as we look at experience as the root of some things, we need to really need to assess, where does these experience come from? And don't just look at it at how you think it is. You paint that picture and you say, oh, this is how this picture is. Oh, said that, right, Pops Loretta, like the woman at the well. When I hear that, Sister Bassett, when I hear that being preached, it's usually like, oh, she was a whore. Sometimes you hear preachers say, oh, she had a man, and the man she wasn't with was her. Yeah, Jesus said that the man you weren't with was hers. But imagine if every man she was with left her, and all she needed was someone to help feed her by the end of the day. She's looking for love in all the wrong places. These men left her. The man that finally grabbed a hold of her, he's even married. But what? She's the one being condemned and being looked at as the wrong person and criticized, when they're not looking at the man that she's with, that is not even hers. But her experience right then now is that you are a whore. You had these 5 men. Now you have this one here. He don't even belong to you. But what is it? Now the fault is on you. But what is her experience? What put her in that place? What put her in that place of having to be with this man? She probably just trying to eat. She tired of having a Daniel feast. She want to have some lamb. Right? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at things, the root of things, as the experience. The woman that's being labeled here as the whore or the slut, or the negative things that's being called upon her. Exactly. What is the reason behind the reaction? Absolutely, Sister Glover. What is the reason behind the reaction? Sometimes we do a lot of things, and you're like, why do I do things that way? Like Apostle, right? Apostle is a clean freak. She loved to clean. Just the other day, she vacuumed, and she was just telling me yesterday, she was like, oh, I gotta scrub this kitchen down. I'm like, oh Lord, I thank you for doing it when we're not home, though. I know you don't do it at home. She's always cleaning. Where's the root of that? When Apostle was little, Mother P always had her cleaning. She always had to clean the house, always had to cook. But that's why she don't like cooking now. She always had to cook all that. She didn't like cooking now. She could cook, but she just don't like doing it. But she loves to clean, because what? She always had to clean when she was young. So what is that? That's the upbringing. That's the experience she had. So now, but what is it? Boom! She gotta be clean she gotta clean all the time. It's experience. So what is the root? What is the reason behind it? What is it? What is the experience behind what you do, why you do what you do? And even some negative things that you do, it's all because of some experience you had. Or those women like, I don't need me another man in my life. I don't this man done let me he done left me with all these kids. Blah, 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 blah. I don't need me another man in my life, right? Because that one man broke your heart. Because that one man did you wrong. Now you're done with all men. Not saying you're gay, but just like I don't want to ever get married again. I don't want to have a relationship. I'm done. I'm done, done, done. I gave my heart to that one man and he broke it and that was it. Or maybe he didn't even break it. Maybe he died. Those spouses has been together for years and one spouse died and they're like, nope, I can never get married again. There will never be no one like this person. That's it. I'm done. What is that? Is the experience. I've already experienced heartache. So I'm not going to put myself through the process of maybe experience it again. Or I've already experienced joy. I'm not going to put myself again where I'm going to have to go through that whole process of relearning someone, going through relationship again to try to find that joy again with someone else. That's too much work to be like, oh, I'm not doing it. That's too much work. What? So what is it behind the experience? Cleanliness is next to godliness. Prophet Loretta, leave it up to you to say that, right? But it is true. It is very true. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and we love a cleanly surrounding, right? I don't know something like I can't think if things. I have this bad, not a bad habit, but it's just something with me. I have to have all the doors closed in order for me to sleep, right? My door. If if I'm in my room, I have to close my door, right? To sleep. And my closet doors have to be closed. I can't have doors opening because it's like I can't sleep. It's like, oh no, I can't. When we go to a hotel, if we go to a hotel, I have to make sure like there's some kind of divider or something. Something somewhere that the door have to be closed or I can't sleep. I have a hard time because I don't even know where that came from. I know when we were younger, and every room we slept in, there was a door, and the door was able to close. Maybe that's what that's about. Maybe that's my experience. And then when we grew up in Guyana, there's always some kind of spirit or some kind of demon trying to follow you or trying to knock on your bedroom wall or something. So I feel if I close the door, I'm safe and I'm secure. But it's just an experience for me that I have to close the door. What is something that you have to do in order to make you go to sleep? Apostle, on the other hand, she got to have her door open. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot. Preventure on the rare occasions when I'm sleep, if I have to go and sleep in Apostle's room. Oh my Lord. And she like to have her door open. I'd be like, we gotta think it the first few times about she's like, you want me to close the door? I'm like, just a little bit. She's like, I can't click. She's like, I can't sleep with the door closed. I was like, well, just a little bit, just like pulling it just a little bit. See, imagine that. Someone who like the door open and someone who like the door closed. Just halfway. Just give me halfway. Just give me half. Okay, you sleep by the door. You sleep by the side to the door, and I sleep in this side. And that's another thing. I do not like sleeping by the door by the side where the door is. If the door is here and the bed is here, I don't like this side. I gotta sleep on this side. It's weird, right? It's weird, right? But that's just a side. That's you would think I would like to sleep more closer to the doors, so just in case something happen, I can run out and I leave a apostle. But people like y'all gotta figure it out. Okay, let's stop. So let's go on, right? Let's go on. I could sleep doing it. Listen, Prophet Retta. Prophet Retta, is that true? Could you sleep during anything? I don't know, Prophet Loretta. I don't know. I don't know, Prophet Loretta. I gotta call you after this because I don't know. I don't know about that. Can you really sleep during anything? You can sleep through hurricane and tornado and thing. That's hard for me. I used to have this thing. I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about. I used to have this thing if I go to a hotel or go to someone's house for the first time, and I have to sleep there. I can't sleep the first night. I don't know what it is. I can't sleep the first night. The first night, I'm up. I'm like restless. It's hard for me. It's not that person or the hotel room have a spirit or something inside. It's just my body's hard for me to relax that first time because I'm not in my setting. It's hard for me, and I don't know what that's about. I have to get the root of that because when we were growing up, I slept fine wherever I was at, and we at a cousin at an uncle's house, and I'll sleep and it's fine and it's okay. Is apostle free? Listen, prophetess guy, apostle is not afraid. Trust me. If anything, I be like, if a spirit come, I'm like, you looking for apostle? Go to her. Go to her. Get her first. Don't come to me. You don't need me. I ain't bothering you. Go to Apostle. She's not. She just likes to be aware. So when her doors open, she's aware. She likes to hear all the sounds that's happening in the house. I'm not about that. I got my rain song on. Close that door. I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to hear my rain song, go to sleep. You guys get me off topic here today. We gotta stay with the flow. And then you're gonna be like, oh, Pastor Morris, we were just on so long because of you, because we keeping this conversation going. Let me see what Prophet Joy said. Just give me somewhere to lay my head so I can sleep. Prophet Joy, you don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say that. Sometimes I'll be so nervous with Prophetess Joyce. I'm like, Prophetess Joyce, you made it into your house or did you fall asleep in the hallway? Did you make it in? Like, for real, you can literally, Prophetess Joyce, you can sleep anywhere. I know that's the truth. I've experienced you with that. So you tell her the truth. Prophetess Loretta, I don't know if you can sleep through anything, Prophetess Loretta. I don't know. I don't know. The jury's still out on that one, Prophetess Loretta. It's still out on that one. Let me see. Probably except when I'm not home in my bed. There, okay. Now we talking Prophet Loretta. Exactly. When I'm not home in my bed, it's a little difficult. So you see, as we're having all this conversation, can we go back to where try to figure out where all of those things came from? Why is it, Prophet Loretta, you can only sleep more comfortably when it's in your own bed? Likewise, myself. Why is it? Why is it like that? And even like a kid to a parent, when we're sick, we have to find ourselves in Mother P's bed. Poor Mother P probably like, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to sleep in my bed, but we have to find ourselves in Mother P's bed. If you're like really like, there's been many nights I'm sleeping and I'm like, oh, I feel like I got a fever, and I want to crawl out my bed and go crawl in Mother P's bed and be like, move over, move over. Because there's something about when you're sleeping in a mother's bed, it's like all automatically you get healed. You don't know. Call on Jesus, but you gotta sleep in your mother's bed, you get healed. Why is that? What is that experience? What is it that experience from? Do you think your parents have like a healing power that flows from them that automatically gets you healing from even from when you were young, when your upbringing? When a child is sick with a mommy, right? Mommy, they want to cuddle with mommy, they need mommy to heal her. What is that about? What is that? Where's the root of that from? Right? So let's go on. What pastor saying over there? From the womb. Ah, there we go. Oh, pastor, don't get too spiritual over here. We're trying to keep this conversation on a mellow, right? It's experience, right? Experiences and upbringing sometimes connect. Sometimes it goes into mama's. What is that? I can't see. No better feelings than sleeping with you. Listen, Sister Glover, I'm telling you, it is so true. And you know what? I slept with Mother P for years. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't care who knows. I slept in Mother P's bed for years. You hear me? Soon as Mother P. When Apostle had cancer and she's going through chemo, she was in Mother P's bed. Her Mother P was sleeping. There's something about just sleeping in the mother's bed, just being next to mama. Like she got that healing power. May not even have the gift of healing, but she got that healing power that you're like, ooh, I feel better. You don't feel better, but you feel like you feel better because mama's there, right? Because mama's there. So again, experience and upbringing, it sometimes connect, right? It can sometimes connect, right? How do you keep your home? Why do you keep your home the way you keep your home? Most of you can say, I keep my home like this because when I was growing up, my mom kept the home like this. My mom did like this. See, Mother P, we always have to have a clean home. That's why Apostle. So I don't know why Apostle be acting like I don't say, because this is how Mother P had us when we was growing up. You always had everything got to be clean. We always had to be clean. Forget Christmas time. Like we gotta scrub the whole house. You stripping off everything. Oh my God! Listen, we should be in construction. You hear me? Because you have to rip everything up, then put it back together. And in Guyana, we had a huge house because they had like four. We had four different furnitures, four different living rooms. So we had four different living room set. So you have to like rip all of that down and scrub it down, put it back together. So why do you keep the home the way you keep your home? Most of it, you think back because this is how my mama used to keep her home, right? This is a Elder Fleming. It works perfectly for a man to. Okay, you talking about sleeping mama? I feel you. I listen. I'm telling you, there's something about mamas. Something about mamas. There's that healing virtue that just rubs off of them. So why do you keep your home the way you keep your home? Why do you organize it the way you organize it? Even with your spice cabinet, male or female, your spice cabinets, how you organize your spices, where you put them. Why do you keep it that way? Those are all upbringing and the experience that intertwines together. Because mama used to do it this way, or daddy used to do it this way. So this is why I do it the way I do, right? My mom raised me this way, so this is how I raise my kids. Or my dad raised me this way, so this is how I raise my kids. And this is what, this is why I get a little perturbed when women say, oh, I'm the mother and the father. Excuse me. Excuse me. I didn't know men have breasts. Excuse me. No way. You cannot be the mother and the father. There's no way. You are one gender. You are the mother. Oh, I have to be the father to him too. How's that possible? When did you become a man? When did you? Are you a unisex? Are you a man and a woman? Not possible. It's not possible. You are just the mother. You are the mother. So don't go around saying, "Oh, I was the mother and the father." No, because you cannot be a father figure to your sons or to your daughters. You can relate to them, to the daughters, how a man should treat a woman from how your father treated, or how your spouse treated, or how the man you were with treated. And likewise for the men, you can relate to your son. This is, you should be a godly man. You should treat your women this way because you're given from a woman's standpoint. But don't try to bring that thing with, oh, you're a woman, I'm gonna teach my son how to be a man. That's a touchy topic for a lot of people. I know people can get upset and annoyed, but you can't do that because you are not the father. Okay, Marie, you are not the father, right? So you have to make sure, right? So let's go back. Your experience and your upbringing. Don't talk about my my spice. I mean, our problems are in our room. So we have to go back to the experience, right? Why do we do the things we do? You raise your kids this way because this is how mommy or daddy raised me. But you know what? You know what I find a lot of this day and age. I won't say this generation, but this day and age, a lot of parents that I come in contact with. Oh, I don't want to raise my kids how my parents raised me. We gotta go with the times. Okay, keep going with the times. Keep on going with the times, with the times that send you straight to court, the times that send you straight 6 feet under. Keep on going with the times, right? So, and I always say, did you die when your parents raised you? Did you die? I mean, the other day I was thinking something. I was like, oh man, if I was to ever do that, forget it. I wouldn't even make it home because I was thinking about this time. I go real quick and come back. I was thinking about this experience that I had when I was younger with one of my friends at the time. I was probably about 12 or 13. And she was like, Marcel, let's go to get some Chinese food. And I was like, yes. Now we lived by the park, by Prosper Park at that time. And the Chinese restaurant was literally 1 block away. So I'm like, yeah. So I told my mom, I was like, oh, we're going to get some Chinese food. So we're going, and I'm like, instead of us making a left, she's like, we're making a right. And we're going like 7 blocks up, and then we're going like a next 8 blocks that way. And I'm like, girl, where we going? She said, this is the best Chinese food that they have in Brooklyn. And I'm like, but literally, there's a Chinese restaurant a block away. So we get there, we go there late. And by this time, she's ordering food. She's like, let's sit down and eat. The sun is going down. Now, for those of you who know, I don't know if you know too, but when the sun start going down and that street light comes on, you better be in the house. So the sun start going down, and I'm like, girl, I don't know about your mother or your father. They might think it's okay you walking back in your house when the sun is going down. But I know my mother, if I don't get in that house, or if I don't get in the front yard before that street light come on, but by the time I'm walking to the house, Mother P already got my tombstone picked out. Okay, so make sure we get home before this street light comes on. She was like, "Oh, yeah," and I said, we got to go." I said, "Let's wrap up that food." We wrapped up that food, and we came back. And y'all, I made it home, and the street light was already on. Let's just say Mother P tore me up that tore me up that night. But I learned my lesson, and what experience taught me and upbringing taught me, you had to be in the house before the street light comes on. And I'm sure a lot of you can say, I know that's right, because I know it's true. Who said that? Hallelujah, that is true in all black families. You see what I'm saying, Prophet Retta? Had to be in that. And we from South America, and that's the rule. And Guyana didn't even have no street lights, right? We just knew when the sun was coming down, you got to be inside. If you're not inside, crapo, smoke your pipe. You done. Like, rest in peace, died by Mother P. You know, so so I learned from my brothers and the ones before me and my sister that hey, there's principle here. The upbringing is you have to be home at a certain time. The upbringing, you have to be in a house at a certain time. And that's the last time I ever went anywhere, my friend. If anything, she coming with me. I'm not going nowhere with her because she leading me down a hole, and I'm not trying to die by Mother P. No. So again, experience. Why do you raise the kids you raise you the way you raise them, right? When you were taught what you were taught governed your life on how you should live, and you live according to how you were raised and principles that you carry. Now leads you, right? Sometimes, not all the times, of the things that you experience today. I know that was a lot of just so let me say it again one more time. What you were taught govern your life, right? And how you should live. This is upbringing, it's experience. And you live according to how you were raised. A lot of you can say that. I live right now according to how I was raised, right? And the principles that you carried. All of these upbringing, your experience, the principles that you carry through life. So now it leads you, maybe sometimes, but not all the times, to the things that you experience today, or to the way that you live today. We couldn't play that with Mother Dennis. Listen, I know that's right. I know that's right, Prophet's Guy. Mother Dennis, I know that's right. Teach it our backhand. Mother P like to do this. Soon as you see this, oh Lord, I could tell y'all some experiences with some spanking Mother P gave me. Because again, as an apostle like to say, I was bad. I was bad kid. So I'm not gonna make excuses. I was just bad. So I have a lot of bruises. I have a lot of scars. But let me not say that on here because social media, they bring up old thing and try to get Mother P and clack clack, right? Mother P in jail. Like, she just said, officer, I was just trying to raise my picnic and what happened to you? Mother P clack clack. Experiences, right? Experience. So we had upbringing, experience. So now we have expectation. Upbringing. Oh man, long I'm supposed to be. Y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired of my own self. How do you hear me? Time my own self. Can I get a sip of my now? It's probably my cold hot chocolate. Praise the Lord. Oh, that still tastes good, right? So we did the upbringing, the experience, and now we do finally expectation. Expectations are what you have to do, right? What you have to do. This is what I'm supposed to do, right? This is what is expected of me to do. I don't know, sometimes a lot of you probably live your life that way, like this is what is expected of me. And but that's how life is governed, because when you go into school, from whatever grade you start, this is what the teacher tells you in the beginning. You're expected to do this, to do this, to do this. You're expected to things to run this way. So there's an expectation. To govern yourself a certain way. You're expected to be a certain way, right? Have you ever thought about why you are expected to do certain things? Have you? And the Lord don't act up in church. Just go ahead and find. Oh, Elder Fleming, let me tell you, this is so. Don't even. Ooh, if and the thing is, it's like parents. They know when you think you're gonna start acting up like you got no sense in church, right? So as you even think about acting up, you just thinking, "Oh man, I'm about to die today." Like you just start saying goodbye to all your friends. This is my last Sunday. I won't see you again because I was acting up and my mom saw it and I'm done. But let me tell you something. When again, I was not an angel as a kid. When I used to go to Sunday school in Guyana, ask me what I learned in Sunday school in Guyana. Go ahead and ask me. Somebody ask me. Anybody ask me what I learned in Sunday school in Guyana when I was a little kid, when I was like 6. Ask me. I learned nothing because I was always getting kicked out of Sunday school. Always. And sometimes I think the teachers, the Sunday school teachers, they just saw my face. It's like, oh, I can't stand her. Let me kick her out. Like I don't even think I did anything. I just go in and I'm just ready to say John 3:16 and they're ready. Marcelle, go outside. Man, I just said John 3:16. You asked for scripture. I said John 3:16. Why you kick me out for? But I was always in trouble. But the good thing was Mother P didn't used to go to church. She used to go to church. She just used to make sure that we all had to go to church. She would raise us and we had to go to church. But she didn't used to go to church. So I got kicked out of Sunday school most of the time, right? That just tells you that I'm a bad kid. I'm back here. And this is why when I was a Sunday school teacher and I would teach and I started teaching in Sunday school, I would always try to hold on to the worst child in Sunday school. I would always try to hold on to them because I remember how I was. And I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to steer them the right way. Let me show them love, even though because I don't think the Sunday school teacher understood. They just automatically get out. Why are you kicking me out of Sunday school? I wasn't even saying that. All I was saying to the person over there is that I don't think her hat match her shirt. You mad? Why you mad? Why you kicking me out? So that's an experience, but it's so interesting that now I teach Sunday school. And if a child would try to act a certain way, I get it. I get it. I'll pour more love into them and say, nope, I understand you're going through all these feelings and emotions, but you still need to learn. Come, how can I shape this lesson so that you can leave with something, with some kind of knowledge of who Jesus is? So how do you get kicked out of listen, Elder Fleming, this is South America. Those teachers didn't play. They didn't. You just act like you were wrong. I'm telling you. And I'm sure my other siblings will probably like, where's she at? Why she always outside? Could they kick me out? And I'm telling you, sometimes I think it got to a point where they didn't even like wait for me to act up. It's like as soon as you come, just go outside. Like they knew Marcelle is coming. Go outside. Just go outside. You ever see me standing outside? See, Apostle shaking her head because I was always outside. I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn anything in Sunday school. I'm surprised I knew John 3:16 in Sunday school because I was always being kicked out. And then I always want to be in the play and stuff. And it's always, I'm not to think back on it. That's just kind of hurt my soul. I think the Sunday school teacher didn't even didn't like me. I think the Sunday school teacher didn't like me. Or you know what? She probably didn't like Mother P. So which means she didn't like me. And that's usually where it stemmed from. They don't like Mother P. So they're not going to like Mother P's kids. Oh boy, y'all got me here too long. Let's move on. So that was my experience, right? And that was my upbringing. So all of that, now today, I teach Sunday school. And now today, I try to make sure that the kids make sure that they learn something. Even if they learn that Job, everything from Job was taken away. That's good enough for me. You learned something. There was something you got. And at the end, the Lord restored back to him. There we go. Job, I love when because every time I teach Sunday school, I always ask, what did you learn today? And then they'll recap the whole story. And I said, no, don't recap what I just taught. I know what I taught. How did it apply to you? And that's what I love when they say, well, I learned that all I have to do is call on Jesus. That's good enough for me. Right? So there's something that they learn. So when they grow up, they can say, you know what? I learned these principles. I learned that in Sunday school. This is my upbringing. These were my experiences, right? You were a bride. Who was that? Fabulous guy. I was an angel. You see this angelic face, right? So expectation, right? Why do you do the things that you do? Why do you act the way that you act? Why do you speak the way that you speak, right? And going back to Sunday school, there's do's and don'ts. Like I know I'm not gonna be running in Sunday school. You're not gonna be cursing in Sunday school. You're not gonna be rude and do crazy things in Sunday school. This is why, I literally cannot understand why I was always kicked out of Sunday school. Because I knew better. Because if word got back to Mother P that I talked back to a Sunday school teacher, or I was being rude or something, I'm getting kicked out. So I'm thinking it's probably somebody was telling on me. Telling something that I said something. I don't even know. Lord, bring those back to memories because now I'm curious as to why my experience in Sunday school was not as great. So expectations, yeah. Why do we do the things we do? Why do we have to speak a certain way, right? Sometimes is because we are expected to. We are expected to, like when I come off of here and I go talk to Mother P, I'm in my Guyanese dialect. Like we go hardcore. I'd be like, but people going like we hardcore. I mean, I don't do it all the time, but I can freely speak my culture as I want to because I'm in front of Mother P. But I'm not gonna come here and I'm gonna speak to you all Guyanese. Half of you gonna be like, I don't even know what is she talking about? Because from what I see here, the majority of you are Americans, right? You're gonna be like, I don't understand what she's saying. So why do I speak the way why the way I'm speaking? Because it is expected to me to speak as proper as I can for you to understand what I'm saying, right? If I get around my family, when we get around together, I mean, no holds bar. Especially when we get with cousin Judy. Oh, it's a wrap. I mean, it's a wrap. Guys all around. Like it's a wrap. Like we have a good time, because I'm expected to not act like if I forgot my culture, right? Same with you. A lot of you, Prophet Joyce, we was talking the other day. Her Prophet Joyce was telling me how she grew up on vegetables. As her mother used to cook vegetables when they were younger. Yeah, what is that? So she grew up. So now she ate vegetables. So now this Daniel fast let eat because she eat vegetable. What? Because this is her experience, and her expectation is that I can eat vegetable and not get upset or not throw up because I experienced it. I grew up with it, right? So expectations, right, may not always be something that you want to do, but it is what you have to do. Say that one more time. Expectations may not be some things that you want to do, but it's something that you have to do. Why do I say that? As believers, you are expected to forgive, right? Even if you don't understand why you are forgiving this person, that is the expectation as a believer. I am supposed to forgive my brethren. My brother come before me and they have done aught against me. I am supposed to forgive them, go hug them, and we are in unity again, and so forth. This is the expectation. So I'm always surprised when someone say, I can't believe they forgive that person. You can't believe they forgive that person. The expectation as a believer is that they're supposed to forgive. So again, expectations, right? As believers, we are expected to follow biblical principle, even if we think it doesn't apply to us, or even if we think I don't have to follow this. What? As believers, you're expected, right? You may not want to do it, but you're expected to follow biblical principle. Like right now, Daniel fast 21 days. I think in my head, Daniel did one day, but because after the Lord said, the Prince of Persia, he heard you on the first day. That's good enough for me. If I was Daniel, I'd be like, one day is gone. You heard me, God, I'm done. But you got to go 21 days, Daniel. Why you got to go 21 days? But what? So the expectation is we as believers have to do 21-day Daniel fast, right? That's the expectation. But a lot of people will say, I don't got to do 21 days. I can just do 2 days. I can just do 1 day. But that is not the principle. See what I'm saying? Sometimes patois all in the way when I'm in my family. You see, Paris guy, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So here, but sometimes because of the upbringing of rebellion or experience of rejection, you find it hard to live up to expectations. Say that one more time. Sometimes because of your upbringing of rebellion or the experience of rejection, you can find it hard to live up to expectation. Why? I don't need to follow somebody. What is that? That can be an upbringing. That can be an experience thing that you're going through. Oh, I don't need to follow nobody. I'm my own island. Okay, well, you go on your own island. You go on when your boat is sinking. Don't call nobody to help you. Right? So the expectations, right? The experience and upbringing. I see that in the Bible, but it's not for me. What is that? That is your own upbringing or your own experience. Like everything don't apply to me. I don't have to follow everything in the Bible. See what I'm saying? And that's how something you as believer. The pastor's preaching, when the word is going forward and the preacher is preaching that word, and he said, oh, I know they talking about Susu. I know they talking about Susu. I know it. Maybe they talking about you. But because you don't want that to apply to you, because you think that the expectation of that scripture or what the preacher's saying is not for you, let's pass it along. So we have to think about these things. My parents always say, don't trust these preachers, even though you are a believer. What is that? That is an upbringing. That's an experience your parent had. So now they're saying, don't trust no preacher. You know, you hear the saying, oh, all the preacher wanted, all them churches want is your money. So what? Sometimes you go around with that. That's why it's hard for people to give their tithes and their offering, so they seed, because what their upbringing is. Oh, all they hear is all the preacher want is their tithes. I was watching a clip the other day of someone made a little skit. She's a comedian, Christian comedian, and made a little skit. Oh, her. Made a little skit, and she was talking, and she had the mic, and so the preacher, she was saying something, and the person said, "Oh, the pastor, oh, I'm not getting my money because the pastor just want my money." So then she was going to sit down. The chair moved away. She's like, "Oh, what happened to my chair?" "Oh, don't worry about what happened to your chair. How you think you got that chair?" but you giving money. So then all of a sudden it ends up with them, the whole building left. They just stand in the parking lot. So the lady's like, oh, why we in the parking lot? Oh, because remember, you give your money to the pastor. So if you give your money to the pastor, there's no need for, you don't have no building. There's no buildings for to be in. So people have this mindset, right? That, oh, if I give my tithes and my offering and my seed, it's all for the pastor. But they forget that you're in a building, if for those who are in a building, or you're sitting on a live stream, it takes money for that, or you have the lights on, right? It takes money to have the light on in a church setting. They have the phone where people can call for prayer, right? All of those things, right? They're not looking at it that way. They just see the pastor, that the pastor's coming to church and the pastor got oxygen and the pastor can preach a sermon. So because the pastor got oxygen, the money's going to the pastor. Think about it. And some of that is from upbringing, because you used to hear all the time too, oh, the church don't need the money. The pastor can't be rich. Why is that? That's the upbringing. So I think that's what a lot of people mindset are at, where they're like, oh, I'm not giving no seed. That seed go to the pastor. I'm not sowing no offering. I'm not giving no tithes. That's going to the church. That's going to the pastor. Think about it. Think about why. And I'm finished. I'm gonna wrap. This is it. Why is it so hard for a lot of church people, believers, even visitors that come to church, to even give an offering? And if they're offering, oh, I'm just going to give $1, that's good enough. Why is that? Because they're taught that you don't give your money to church. You don't put your money into the church. Is that a sad thinking? And what is that? That is upbringing. That one, now I'm going to blame the devil for this one. That it got into one demon and one demon spread it all over. So now a lot of people think of that. So when they hear about giving a tithe or offering or throwing a seed or anything, they get all upset. Oh, they always want my money. The pastor want my money. The pastor's not living off of your money. The pastor's trying to maintain the kingdom, right? All right, let's move on. So let's finish it up right now. So we're done, right? So again, let me read this one thing. Let's go back to the root of why some things are hard for you, even for me, and for those around you. Because the upbringing, the experience, the expectations sometimes doesn't sit well with us. And if it don't sit well with me, then it's not for me, right? And all because that same upbringing, experience, and expectation that we have, it's living inside of us. It's still living there. So all of the negative ones you need to shift out, right? So I'll leave you this one scripture, Romans 12:2. For the person that's now coming on and saying, how come she's not giving no scripture? Because it's not that I'm not preaching a sermon. We're having a conversation, right? So I leave you with this one scripture, right? Romans 12:2, the Amplified Bible. It says it this way. And do not be conformed to this world any longer with its superficial values and customs, but be transformed and progressively change as you mature spiritually by the renewing of your mind, focusing on godly values and ethical attitudes, so that you may prove for yourself what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect in his plan and purpose for you. So, key things: godly values and ethical attitudes. So get back to your upbringing, to your expectations, to your experience. Make sure there's godly values in there. Make sure there's godly principles in there. And if they are, hold on to those positive ones. Get back to the roots. Hold back to the positive one. And if it's not, shuffle it away. You don't need it. Guys, I am here longer than I expected and anticipated. And Apostle and I talking, so we're going to be short today. The devil is a lie. So let me pray for you. Lord, I thank you for your people. I thank you to bless them as you keep them. Thank you for keeping them. Thank you, Lord, as they get back to the roots of it all, for the upbringing, the expectations, the experience. I thank you, Lord, you continue to bless your people. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you all. I thank you all for staying on with me so long. Wow. Appreciate you. See you all next week. Love you. God bless you. Mwah. Bye now.